One of the best rivalries in all of college football takes center stage this evening at 8 p.m. Saturday night right inside Doak Campbell Stadium. Welcome to another Seminoles.com. It's game day preview. I'm Lane Hurt along with Jonathan Schlesy. Jonathan, sold out crowd, 83,000 screaming fans, biggest rivalry so far this season. What should we expect?
Oh, you should expect an electric atmosphere. I mean, this is the games that these guys come for. I mean, you talk to the players all week long. Roberto Aguayo, Lamarcus Brutus, all the guys have been talking about this game. This is why they come to Florida State, to play in this kind of environment. There's nothing like Doak Campbell Stadium when it's packed.
I think fans would look at last week with Miami losing to Cincinnati, think Miami's on the ropes. Well, if anyone watched Texas earlier today, a team even more on the ropes than Miami, upset 10th ranked Oklahoma, I think Miami has Florida State's attention. Oh,
I think so. I mean, you can't count anybody out, and that's what Jimbo Fisher says every week. It doesn't matter who you play. I mean, anybody can win at any time. You can't discount Miami, especially in a rivalry game. They want this more than anything.
Offensively, all eyes on Dalvin Cook. He practiced with the team on Thursday. Coach Fisher says he continues to be day to day. What would that do for this team if Cook is able to go and is 100%?
I think a 70% Dalvin Cook does a lot for this team. I think a 70% Dalvin Cook is better than a 0% Dalvin Cook. I wouldn't expect him to get that many carries today, but I do expect to see him. I don't know how much that's going to be, but I would expect to see him. I have a lot of confidence in Jonathan Vickers, so does this team. I want to see Jarquez Patrick as well. I think all three will be relied on today, but I think we'll see Dalvin Cook at some point.
And then defensively, last week Wake Forest kind of moved the ball a little bit on the Seminoles, were able to get some things going. Kind of the first time this season you saw any weakness at all in the Florida State defense. A very good offense coming in from Miami. Brad Kaya, Joe Yearby, some really nice talent on that team. What do we look for defensively?
Pro style. Jimbo Fisher said this is the most pro style offense that they've seen and probably will see. I think that is beneficial for this defense because it's the misdirection that really gets this defense. So a pro style offense going up against, I think that actually favors this defense. A lot of air attack. I think Florida State's defense should be pretty good in this one.
It seems like everybody has a mobile quarterback these days. Brad Kaya, not considered a mobile guy, can still scramble around if he needs to, but not a guy who's going to beat you on his feet. That's going to be big to see how Florida State's defense handles that. Quickly, some keys.
I think number one is going to be Golson. Can he limit the mistakes? You know, he hasn't thrown an interception. We haven't turned the ball over. Miami is number 2 in the country. They need to limit the mistakes on offense, and if they can do that, this should be a victory for Florida State.
For me, it's Miami, it's Florida State, it's special teams. Of course, Roberto Aguayo, you know what you're going to get from him, one of the best kickers in the nation. Which Case Beatty are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy 2 games ago against Boston College who dominated as a punter? We're going to get the guy who's a little bit uneven. I think that could be very telling, especially field position-wise for this game.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that because, I mean, he was the first one since '81 to get 5 kicks over 50 yards. But the other thing is, I think, returning the punts as well. You know, make sure those gunners are doing well and the guys are catching the ball when they're receiving the punt.
It's the Noles and the Canes, 8 p.m. on ABC. A sold-out crowd. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere inside Doak Campbell Stadium, and Seminoles.com has you covered before, during, and after the game. After the final gun, we'll have highlights and post-game reaction on video, and of course, senior writer Tim Linefeld's analysis as well. For Jonathan Schlesy, I'm Lane Hurt. It promises to be a wild one tonight inside Doak. Go Noles.